Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wednesday Call Live. Now, let's hear from our host, Andy Albright.
Who said a good beating wouldn't work? It's crazy. People say, I don't know why you do that, because it works. Just a good ass whooping, you know what I'm saying? And just people stand up. I read something today. It said, it was marketing. It said, don't forget to sell the problem. You sell the solution, nobody buys. You sell the problem, your product solves. You hear me? This is huge. Hey guys, welcome to the TWC. See, we name it the TWC because it's the Wednesday Call. See? I bet you ask some of y'all's agents, you'd say, why do they call it the TWC about? Cause you know, it's every week and it's got a W in there and stuff like that, you know. It is funny how people just, they say this is the most amazing thing in the world, and then when it doesn't work, they say it's not an amazing thing in the world because they're not working it. Sometimes they're moving like this right here, but they're not doing it right. You know what I mean? So the Wednesday Call is meant to say, hey, this is what's working, copy this. And a lot of times I gotta say this is what's not working. So I promised the 3 secrets to finding easy people to work with. And I'm gonna tell you now, I have 2 bonuses. So it's 3 secrets plus 2 bonuses on how they're free. You don't need, you still gotta watch, but you don't have to pay extra. Okay, first of all, in here, who's already won a trip? Matter of fact, let's do it on the TV audience too. Raise your hand if you've already won a trip to Thailand, and we're going to Thailand next year. Woo! Woo! Okay, now raise your hand if you want to go to Thailand next year with us. Woo! That's a little slow, Jeff, but you got it up there. All right, let's do it one more time. Who wants to go to Thailand? Woo! Okay, let me tell you the easiest, most simple. This is not part of the show. This is extra too. It's not even one of the bonuses. This is extra. How do you get there? Write 3 policies on healthy people, healthy enough to get issued, which don't have to be that healthy because it's a honeymoon period. What happens in a honeymoon period? The participant says yes. In this case, the participant is American amicable. Say, if you'll write 3 policies with them of intelligent choice, you'll win a trip to Thailand. Yay! So who thinks they can win a trip to Thailand now? Yeah! Okay. But see, here's the thing. There's a little trick. You got to write 3 intelligent choice. And then you just got to be lucky. They draw your name out because each time you write 3 policies, you get a lottery ticket. So if you write 6 policies, how many tickets do you get?
2.
2 opportunities. And that's twice as good as 1 opportunity. Okay? And if you're writing the different kind of IUL than intelligent choice, then you're not writing the intelligent choice. You see how that works? I know, it's a big word. But it's this honeymoon period. Like if y'all, like I've been around for a long time. It's like I love Mucha Omaha, and when they brought out that other policy, the IUL was called, work with me, IULE. IULE, well, that's a creative name. IULE. When it came out, they were issuing everything. Who remembers that? It was unbelievable. Now they have a little more scrutiny. They have a little more, Have y'all, who's noticed that? Yeah. I've heard that it's really tough. Hey, Mutual. So, but that's just the way stuff works. I like people like, they came out with it. I like when they start with the hand down here and the hip goes up. They came out with it. they were issuing everything. And now, like, bro, or sister in this case. We're here a bunch of ladies at the leadership cabin. Yeah. And I go, that's the way it works, ladies. In the beginning, everything's good and no problem, and then becomes the next process. Well, IULE has served its time, you know what I mean? Time in the barrel, they've done their deal, they got the issues. Now, intelligent choice, they're going to take everything. Okay, now, what I'm hearing is, I mean, the percentages issued are unbelievable. Okay, and, all right, now watch this. Let's say that you're out there and you go like, I don't know if I could ever win a trip to Thailand, but, oh, how about this? Who's did the extension to Thailand? Who's already won the extension to Thailand? Extension? Nobody's extension? Y'all not extension?
Not yet.
Okay, not extension. You're that close. Okay, well, IULE, I mean, intelligent choice is like if you write 10 IULEs and they issue 6, but if you write 10 intelligent choice and they issue 9, you see how that's a better thing? It's interesting too because, I mean, I am just a calculator mathematics person. I can't help it. I'm an NC State guy. I learned how to do math. And it's funny because I was talking to somebody the other day and they were talking about, yeah, I don't really use anything in my college. I was like, you know, I do. Because I did a lot of math. I mean, first year, 2 years in engineering, I just play with the math on stuff. It's like, let's say if you got, I mean, the easiest thing to look at is a 100% contract. If you got a 100% contract and they issue 60 or 60%, 6 out of 10, you're getting 60% commission. You're not making 100% commission. And then if the other policy they issue 90 or 9 out of 10, you're getting 90%. So let's say 100%, this is going to get complicated, so hang with me. If you're 100% commission, but IULE pays 90, and for example, if intelligent choice paid 87, there's a 3-point difference. See, 90 to 87, 3-point difference. But if a company issues 9 instead of 6, there's a 30% difference. So if you account for the 3 points and the 30 points, it's a 27% higher commission by writing the one that gets issued. I know, right? It's the same problem I have with taxes with people. They think like this person's like, I'm making $90,000. I said, you got $55,000 deposited in your account. You're not making $90,000. You with me? Now, because you're getting taxed. But if you're self-employed and you get $90,000 and you write off a bunch of stuff like you buy shirts for a contest and then those are the shirts you wear to work in, woohoo! You with me? If you say, hey, top person in my team, we're going to Hawaii for a week, and you take your person to Hawaii for a week and you go with them, that's a write-off. So you're not paying taxes, you're building your lifestyle. It's just a math quotient. You tracking with me? Yeah. So with intelligent choice, right now it is the highest commission paid product we've got on earth right now because of the percentage that gets issued, and you win an all expense paid trip to Thailand. Do we 1099? Does Integrity 1099 when you win a trip?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're going to all expense paid trip to Thailand by pushing it. So for you, you've already won it, and you think you're going to win the extension, but to get the extension faster, you write intelligent choice because more of it's getting issued. And then watch this. Let's say you do win the extension, and you already won Thailand, you do win the extension, and you write the most of intelligent choice, you get a $10,000 bonus since we can't give you a free trip because you already got it. Wow. You tracking with me? You tracking with me? Yeah! So there's 2 big ways to win. One is every 3 you write, you get a lottery ticket. If you've already won it, then you get the extension. If you've already won the trip to Thailand and the extension, then you get $10,000 if your name's drawn. Or you're number 1 in writing business with intelligent choice, you get either the trip, the extension, or the $10,000. Okay? So it's a big deal. I've been looking for something like this with American Amicable because I love them. It's still the best steakhouse I've ever went to in America. It's called Diamondback Steakhouse in Waco, Texas. It's also the home of somebody that does interior. They do a lot of lapboard decorating. Who is it? Well, Chip and Joanna. And we go to Chip and Joanna's place. That's right there. Would you write business for that? And we get to stand on top of the building. I think this time we should go to Baylor. Baylor University is right there. We go to watch a football game. We'll set that up. And here's what we're going to do. Really the top 10 people we're going to be looking at as far as a trip to Waco. I can't promise that. We're going to do it, but you watch what's going to happen. We're going to pay attention to everybody that's right now. We really want to push this hard. And we like Roberto and Darren and a bunch of other people that work there. They're really cool people. The new president and CEO that's taken over this year is really cool. So I really like the company, and I'm excited about pushing them. That is why I'm pushing them. There's 2 reasons. Oh yeah, by the way, if your downline writes products that a higher percentage gets issued, your override is more. Right. So I'm not going to push a product that I'm making less money off of. It is funny because people are like, wonder why he's pushing that. Food and money, you know what I mean? It's crazy talk. Okay, so what we promised the 3 things that make it easy to recruit, make it easy to work with somebody. Because I hear people all the time, I got this person, but this person's a headache, this person, and I don't like to work with uncooperative, unfun, not productive people. I want to find easier people. And that's that thing's funny because people that are like complaining or bitching or whatever, and I'm going like, what if they're trying to seek attention? Because with their parents, they acted stupid and they got attention. With me, you act stupid and you disappear, because I'm not gonna pull that person closer. That's a pain in the ass. You know what I mean? I'm looking for easy all the time. And by the way, when you sell that to your downline, then they know to act right. They know not. Because a lot of people are like, help me focus on this person. They're a problem. Could you change them? Could you flip them? And I'm thinking, no. You're dumb enough to keep beating your head against that brick wall. I'm going over there and talk to somebody. Somebody said, I got this person. They're a dream to work with. I don't need you. I go, no, I'll help. And you're like, you can't help. Like, do you know me? Like, I've got money. I've got resources. I know where the tricks are. I know where the paths are. I know the inside scoop. I can get people appointed if you say can't get appointed. But if you don't let me work with them, then I can't help them. So you're trying to get me to work with the one I don't want to work with, and that's no bueno. And then you got a guy or girl that's easy to work with. I'm all over them, pouring resources, putting them on a jet, flying them places, paying them to do stuff, sneaking them in on hog hunts, and different stuff that I'm trying to do. I let them know about the cabins ahead of time instead of other people. Like, why would you do that? Because I don't want people to hear there's going to leave crap laying all around my place and tearing up stuff and scratching up stuff. I had this big goofball one time. He sneaked into my event and he tore up some grass out there on my 4-wheelers. I was like, he didn't get any attention. He forgot. I can't remember his name. I do remember what I told him when he left. He said, you got any advice as I'm leaving? I said, yeah, push back. So, but never mind. He looked like he never pushed back from the table. Okay. All right. The 3, I'm fired up. Hey, before I get into that real quick, before I get into it, let's do this. Cabin experience. Top takeaway, coolest thing you've done since you've been here. What if you're telling the audience, what is it you want to say to them about your experience so far at the cabin? Y'all came out Monday night, Tuesday night, so we're in Wednesday, right? So we've done 2 nights here, had 2 incredible dinners, had activities, shooting pool, ping pong, the whole thing, the desserts, the teaching. We've had 2 solid days of just teaching, going at it hard and heavy, late night talking, the camaraderie, networking, iron sharpening iron, out by the pools, campfires going, food out under the starlight, there's food at sunset. Oh my God. So tell me what part stands out to you with some graphics, Miss
Sure.
Beth Katz.
Hey, y'all. So this is just an absolutely phenomenal opportunity. Like, if you're ever invited, first of all, take it as an honor. because there are limited spaces here. And so someone believes in you if you've gotten an invite here. So that's huge. But here's what I love about settings like this is the intimacy. Is the fact that you get to sit down and have a great conversation. It's not all the hustle and bustle of everything else. It's the intentionality of coming here with questions, of having that heart that's open to learn and open to serve, because you're here because you've been doing something, and so you have something to contribute as well. So I feel like, oh my gosh, how do you narrow down? So I do have to say, we did just get back from Jeff's conservatory and got
the Jeff Wright Conservatory.
The Jeff Wright Conservatory.
It's an incredible asset that we have here at the cabin that nobody else has. Y'all are the first ones ever to use this asset. The Jeff Wright. Go ahead.
So anyway, Emily and I bought paintings done by lions and tigers. So that part was cool. I've never played paintball.
Wait, what other animals out there? You got lions?
Lions.
How many lions they got now? Jeff? We got 8 lions right now. What else they have?
They had tigers. They had
Wolves?
Wolves. Yep. They had, I don't remember the names. Lemurs.
Lemurs. Monkeys. Lemurs are the monkeys. What's that cat?
Serval
Cats. Yeah. There's 70 different animals. 70 different animals out there. And it's 11 minutes from the cabin. And not everybody's going to get to go, but it's something that we're going to do occasionally, and you're going to talk about paintball. So
that's my first time ever playing paintball.
First time ever?
Yep.
How'd you like it?
I loved it.
It's weird getting shot at, ain't it?
It is weird getting shot at. You have a greater appreciation for
Army people.
For people who have gone out and served and what they're willing to. I was on Belle's team, and so she was like, "Here, our goal is we're going to get to that flag, and our goal is to get there. And so we've got one person who's designated to go get it, and the rest of us are willing to sacrifice to make sure that person gets there."
That's called a mission.
That's called a mission. And so that was a lot of fun, just hanging out and experiencing that, and you get a few whelps to prove that you did it, but the story that comes out of it, and just oh my gosh, let's go out there and do it again. It's been so much fun.
Cool. Belle Crause, the mission leader.
Hey.
Andy, I'm just so grateful every time I get to be in an environment like this around amazing leaders, amazing people that have overcome things in their lives, like hearing that human story, because we are all conquerors in one way or another. That survival instinct is inside of all of us, and we get to see that in each other here. And it's a venue where your guard is down. We're in pajamas, and it's late at night, and we're by the fire, and we're having a glass of wine or whatever. And that's when you grow together, and you really start to understand what motivates that person, what drives them, and how they came to be where they are. And I loved the paintball because some people can be intimidated by that because, you're going to come away with bruises. But I would much rather live a life full of bruises knowing I was on the battlefield with Belle.
Okay, but apparently it's a wild success, and it's a reality show. So the producers of that are on the way here. They're leaving here they're leaving another friend of mine. They're leaving a friend of mine. I think Google how far VR is from here. That's another asset we have here. Wow. Y'all see the tower down there? Yeah. Y'all seen the tower? I was at VRR, and there's a tower like that, and I said, I want one of those. And my cousin said, okay. And I got a tower like that. Okay. But the people that produce that, hunting wise, the producers, they are also, it's Dana White. Y'all know Dana White, the fighting guy? Yeah. It's his marketing company that he works with and that does everything for him. They're on the way here right now. Well, they're leaving at 1 o'clock, headed this way. 35 minutes. So they'll probably be here before our show's over. Come walk in. Wouldn't that be crazy?
That's awesome.
They're coming here because they're looking at this place. For different things, for undisclosed reasons. That's how crazy the place is. There's a good friend of mine. He's the president of Colleague Motors. If you're NASCAR, so this was crazy. I went from Dana White to Hunting Wives to NASCAR, and it's key contact. So I'm the president of that marketing company is Dan. I'm not going to call his last name, but he's on the way that runs it and makes the decisions. And so Colleague Motors, the president, is a good friend of mine who lives in Burlington, who was doing CrossFit and saw Spencer Albright, and he went up to Spencer and he said, Spencer, he knew Spencer's first name, didn't know his last name. He said, Spencer, you have Andy Albright's tail number on your sweatshirt. And Spencer's like, yes, I do. And then he goes, you know, Spencer, he goes, could you elaborate, Spencer? You know, and Spencer's like, I know him. And so now we've got to know each other. And he's been places with me, and I've been places with him, and we're going to do more. But he's the contact that said, hey, these guys have got to see your place. Because I had the whole football team, I had the top 15 players at NC State, who, by the way, are 3-0. But the top 15 players and the coach out here, and I had Rice come out here and mingle and talk with everybody, which is another asset. And there's a lot more assets we have within an hour around here to just keep making this thing crazier so that everybody comes out here and gets surprises. We had Coffee Anderson fly in last week and did like a mini concert. And it was more important than that, just hung out and talked a couple nights. So, what did you get? What was your favorite?
Oh my gosh! You know what? You were talking about contacts and who you know, and it's always like you expand my mind with that concept of contacts and who you know, and reaching your hand out and not being at the risk of embarrassment, I'm going to seek clarity. I'm going to reach my hand out. And you just talking about that and having Buddy come in yesterday.
We had Bud Wren.
Bud Wren came in and his teaching on, and then he knows Lencioni and all that. I had no idea. But anyway.
He worked for him, with him.
Exactly. He worked with him. But just the late nights have been incredible with these incredible women. Look, I mean, if you look around, everybody's got notepads, taking notes, and then even late at night, people have their notepads out and taking notes. Yeah, we have a blast. We have. I don't know about. I miss Sarah Seifert jumping in the pool, but just. Even late at night, people leaning in and learning and coming together, and just a little bit of tears and a little bit of love and a little bit of laughter, and it's all wrapped in all together. So, and then of course the paintball with the bruises. If you don't leave here with bruises, you ain't doing it right. Can I just tell you that?
Good stuff. You know, the first thing, my first like go and network thing was with the outside of the alliance was with John Maxwell. And 20 years ago, it was $7,500. Then you had to pay for your hotel. Then you had to pay for your food. Mm-hmm. And it was an incredible deal. And now I think it's $15,000. And you pay for your hotel, you pay to get there, and that's the association what it costs. And he does the same thing. He introduces a few key people, and he does a lot of teaching. I was like, this is insane because of the networking. And then I started taking, your husband went with me, and then your husband went with me, and then everybody started, and I was like, hey, we're bringing, $50,000, and we could do something like this. So this is kind of beginning, trying to pull y'all in, saying, hey, access this, like avail yourself, come be a part of it, meet people, shake hands, and you meet people that are famous and crazy rich, and you go like, duh, I can do that. Right. Amanda, what's been your favorite?
Truthfully, I went this morning to the animal place, and that's not something that I would have ever taken time out of my schedule or day to do. And that was just an absolute amazing experience. And I think this morning, that's when it really hit me that I was surrounded by greatness. Because everything I've ever done, I've done it completely by myself. And to be surrounded by people who are actually getting out there and making big moves on a daily basis, they're just a bunch of badass women. And I'm so happy that I get to be a part of everybody. And so for me, to get to learn, get to spend time with these women, talking to them, hearing their conversations about what they're doing on a day-to-day basis, I've gotten takeaways from it. I heard Lindsey Barron this morning sitting at the table, or it was actually over lunch, and I heard her say something that just made so much sense to me about like not sending our clients to get notarized at a bank. Like, hello, why would you do that? Send them to a library. So it's, things like that. But when you're just doing and doing and doing, and you're not in a position to be learning, and then you get put into a position like this, where
like somebody would send their client to a bank.
that's what we were told to do. That's what we were told to do.
Don't tell me who told you that.
I won't.
If
I
I'd
won't
have
tell
heard
you.
that, I'd have probably jumped.
Well,
Lindsay.
it didn't make much sense to me, but I didn't even know
That's like sending your chickens out into the foxes
Right.
and saying, oh, they're familiar with chickens. They'll know what to do with your chickens. The bank knows what to do with your clients.
Right. So, yeah, it's just things like that. When you are so busy in the thick of it and you're just plugging away day after day after day, and then you get around other people who are doing the same thing as you and you get to learn from them. I think that to me is just amazing. And then the other huge takeaway that I have is we were talking, you were talking about this yesterday, about how crucially important it is to check yourself at all times and correct sooner than later. Avoid burying yourself in expenses. Don't make expensive mistakes. Let them be easier on your wallet by correcting course much sooner. So for me, those were huge.
Wow.
It's been incredible.
The people.
The people. It's all about the people.
The people. The tips.
All about
Getting out of
people.
your comfort zone. Something you've never done before.
Right.
Something you wouldn't take a minute to. And then your mind is.
Yeah. I thought to myself this morning, like, we're going to go look at animals. Like, that's awesome. But we were all there together. And it's just constantly getting to learn from other amazing human beings. So, yeah, I'm super, super, super grateful that I was asked to be a part of this. Just a complete honor. So everything I've taken away, I'm going to go home and I'm going to do something with it.
Okay. Woo! Yeah. Okay. Woohoo. Finding easy people, because who wants to work with a pain in the butt? Who wants to work with a negative person, the person that's not trying to tell me everything's wrong? The world is going crazy. The sky is falling. So how do you find people that are optimistic, aggressive, ambitious? Okay, so here's your first tip. Talk to everybody everywhere, okay? You can't find easy people if you don't talk to everybody. So here's my question for y'all, these leaders. What is your go-to line? You're in an Uber, you are in the bank, you're in line to get money, to deposit money. You are, you're in a really nice restaurant, really cool waitress, really cool maitre d', got a bartender's cool. You're at a bar stool and there's somebody sitting beside you. You there with your husband, you there with your date, and somebody sitting beside you on this side, and you know this person right here, and things going good, but she's got another couple sitting right here. What's your go-to line? What is your, damn, you look familiar. What is your line? I'm trying to place you. Wonder where you work. God, is that that veal plate? Is that the veal? Is that what that is? What do you say? How do you get the conversation going? I like your hair. Where'd you get that shirt? What's your go-to line? How do you get the conversation started when you talk to people everywhere? What do you do?
This is my first time at this place. Have you been here before?
Have you been here before?
I
What's
like
a girl
it.
like you doing in a place like this?
This is an amazing. Exactly. Slide up on them. No, I'm just kidding. It's situationally, right? Aware of where you are, but.
So restaurants is the first time I've been. Have you ever been here before?
Yeah, this is an amazing place. I love it here. Have you ever been here before? What do you like to eat here? What do you think is the best thing on the menu?
Good stuff. And then we go from there.
We go from there.
Amanda? No?
I start asking.
You've been a real estate agent a long time, right?
Yeah.
You
So
do try to sell real estate to everybody, right?
I do. When I run into somebody, basically it starts out with, the small talk like everybody else said. And then
know what?
if they're younger people, I'll go for you look really familiar. Where did you grow up?
You like the familiar thing.
Yeah. And it's, hey, who are your parents? Maybe I went to school with your parents, because I'm talking to a lot of younger people these days. So
My mama don't recruit, but she says that all the time.
yeah,
Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?
yeah.
Mama. And he said, well, he looks familiar.
Yeah. So I'll go to family ties and just start trying to figure out where they come from and what their background is. And so for me, I'm finding out their name, but I'm also finding out like what their parents did and what kind of background they come from. And
Do you ever get into work? Like what kind of work you do?
I used to. I mean, guilty of completely vomiting all over people when I first met them. But now I'm learning, like, you just get to know them. Just
Get to know 'em.
find out some things, some important things about them, watch them, hear them, listen to them. And then if you decide that, hey, that's somebody that looks like somebody I'd want to work with, then I'll start talking about that.
One of my go-tos with waitresses or valets or anything that I picture as a part-time job, Ubers, is what kind of work you do? What else you do? What else you make money on the side? My mom was in the emergency room. By the way, my mom was doing great. But I went, she had called her to the emergency room. What night was that? Monday night. And so I was over there till 3 a.m. Monday night. Well, the next morning I'm back over there at 8:30 or 8 a.m. And the valet guy, and I hit him with, what else you do besides valet? And he says, as a matter of fact, I'm looking for something. You got anything? I said, and I hit him with, I don't know. I might. I'll check with my staff. We're always looking for good people. You seem like a good person. Mm-hmm. And then he dialed his phone number. And then, of course, another lady came up to me. What are y'all talking about? And what are y'all doing? I said, he's looking for work. She says, well, I heard you do insurance, and I got Medicare. You know anything about that? I said, how much you paying? She said, $138 a month. I said, why don't you do the Med Advantage and you don't have to pay for it? She's like, how do I do that? Put your phone number in there. So I had to get the phone numbers, like back-to-back phone numbers. By the way, Terry, if I hadn't told Terry Edwards, he's going to talk to this lady and work that thing out. But what do you do besides this? And by the way, so after we started messaging back, my team didn't call him, and I'll put them on it, and he said, hey, I'm really a good person. And then he texted me back, and he said, I'm one of the good ones. And then I screenshot it, and I was like, call him now! And then, did he get in class, Mary? So he's in class.
He got in
so
class.
how about that? Monday morning, Wednesday, he's already in class. Just, what kind of work? I don't know. I'll check with my staff and see. I don't know.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, ladies, what's y'all's go-to? What's your experience? How are you talking to people? What are you saying? How are you breaking the ice?
I love the compliments, like finding something.
You like compliments.
I like compliments.
Shocking. She's a nice person.
So our latest staff person, who actually started working on Monday as a recruiter, we did an estate planning event at a community center, and she was coming to play basketball, but she stopped by the table. Hey, just made a connection with us. Excited, just had the enthusiasm, energy, and so I'm like, we really like your energy. Where are you working? And then it's like, are you open to other things?
Where'd you meet
Something
her?
else.
Where was she at?
We were at the community center when we were doing an estate planning event.
At a community center. And was she one of the people that responded to the ad, or she worked right there?
No, she was coming to play basketball at the community center. She's 19.
Unrelated to your event. Walking
totally.
by.
Nope. We had cookies at the table, and she likes
wanted a cookie.
cookies. She wanted a cookie.
Yo,
She wanted a
cookie trick.
Well, we just started the conversation. So it's just finding something. People like people who like people. And so finding something that you like about them that is attractive, that you think will be attractive to others.
What'd you like, for real?
For real, her energy. I mean, just she was.
And she was young.
She was young. She was young. She had energy. And she is looking to go to NC State, so she's wanting to play basketball.
Wants to play ball? I know Wes.
Yep, we told her that. So.
Top 10 team.
She was intrigued by that connection.
Yep. and hey, okay, that gives me cold chills. What do they want, and how can you help them get it?
Right.
Because if you're an asset, like if they're if they're a real estate agent, what do they want? What do they want?
Buyers.
What does a real estate agent want?
Client.
Clients. What are you? Client. I've been shopping for houses, But Andy, you have 3. I'm still shopping right now. You know what I mean? Like, what do they want? She wants to get in NC State. It's interesting. My daughter went to NC State, and a guy we work with is a big supporter. Hey, look, love to connect you. Just dial your number right here. Right. I'll connect you. Mm-hmm. What do they want? How do they get it? What do they want, and how do you help them get it? Right. Okay, Belle, good stuff. I love it.
So what I like about the whole concept here, first of all, is it's all about just the icebreakers. And I have coaches that have said, you can't script a conversation, but you can prepare icebreakers. And then what you do from there is based off their feedback. And so, in the beginning, I'm an extreme introvert. And so I was very awkward at this stuff. I'm probably thinking, hey, they're going to call security on me or something like that, But here's the thing, you get outside of yourself. And you just put yourself in someone else's shoes and say, how would I perceive that? If somebody came by and said, hey, this is my first time here. Have you guys ordered here before? What do you like? I would be open to that person. Mm-hmm. If somebody came by and said, hey, I like your shoes. Where'd you get them? I'd be open to that person. So be the person that you would be open to. Just be that person. And so when you identify someone that is young, that is sharp, that looks like they're there with a purpose. In the military, we call it, walk with a mission, walk with a purpose. When you see somebody walking with a purpose or it has that it factor about them, then what would you want to hear from someone like that? And go say that to them. And just open it up that way. So go-tos for me with ladies is, compliment their handbag, compliment their shoes, ask them where they got them. If it's a couple, just say, hey, you guys do look familiar. Have we seen you around here? Have you come to one of our classes? Maybe that's where I met you, or maybe that's where I saw you. Do you go to the rec center or to the library? Things like that. But find your icebreakers, because that's all it is. It's easier after that. It's that initial contact that most people are afraid of.
Good stuff. I love the compliments. Okay, so I did that bass backwards. I did that bass backwards. I did that bass backwards because we're talking about people you don't know. And talk to everybody. You can't find an easy person to work with unless you talk to everybody. So people you know. What's your icebreaker of the business opportunity to find out if they're looking, if they're friends of yours, cousins? I give you one. President of the Booster Club, Ben Boussard. He's been out here hunting. He's a good friend. He's accepted millions of dollars from me. I have sponsored so many events. And one day I said to him, Bubba, or Boussard, whichever you prefer, because I was a little ill, because I've been thinking about how much I'd give to him, and I ain't got one referral from that son of a gun. I said, Bubba, look at here. You know how you're always asking me for money and your support and all? He said, yeah, and you're really good at that. I said, you know how I'm asking you for referrals and you ain't done dookie? And he said, yeah, I feel bad about that. I said, fix it. Maybe that's not a traditional approach. But if he ain't gonna sell, I need a referral. And that week he gave me 2 referrals, and one of them is the big guy that's 6'8", 300, 260, huh?
Scott Kuster?
Yeah, Scott Kuster.
Scott Kuster.
One of them, Scott Kuster. He said, here's a guy. And he gave me a lady who came on board, and for about, she was, as Stephen Davies says, she was nutty as squirrel poop. But she wrote 20,000. Squirrel poop is nutty. So she wrote 20,000 and gave us some referrals and said, I'm not sure anything ever come of that. We got Scott. So I'm going back to him. My deal is just like, hey man, I apologize. I've been talking to you, I've run into you, but I've never asked you, would you be interested in doing something with me on the side with this financial insurance thing? And it's really worked really good. And they say it's a way that they don't get offended, right. And say if you're not interested, no problem. But I just want to apologize because I'd never. God, and somebody remind me that Mo, who's my waitress in Treasure Island, when I just remember that, I told Mo that, and you know what she said? Why haven't you talked to me? And now I got to say, why haven't I followed up with her? Because she's like, you've got my number. And then she came over to my table and said, I've got Jane's number, but I don't have your number. Let me get your number. So, Mo, let me get you. So that's what I said to her. I said, Mo, I just want to apologize. You've helped us out here in Middle Grounds. And I've never asked you if you were interested in doing it. She said, I only work like 4 days a week and only 4 nights. I'm wide open. I'd love to do something. So she's awesome. But I just apologized. And she was like, why? She's real crazy. Why didn't you talk to me? I said, I don't know. But let's get it done. And there I am slacking off again. We should do so I know her. You know what I mean? Like, so we call, or Jane will call, or we go there. We'll go, hey, Mo, get us a seat, get us with you. You know, we know her, but not asked. So I just apologized that I hadn't asked her. And then I said, you know, but I mean, I didn't have to say, you know, I'd back off because she was coming on so strong. Like, what is wrong with you? So what's your go-to with people that you know that are acquaintances with you on breaking the ice, or some go-tos?
So I'll share a story with you that'll answer that question. Here recently, I was going through my phone, just really looking, and people that I've been talking to recently that are like me in a lot of ways, where they've had businesses in the past, and they too have been lone wolves. And so I know for me, what did it for me with this is because of the system that's in place. It's so duplicatable. If you literally just do what other people are doing, the people that they're making it work for them, if you just watch exactly what they're doing and do exactly what they're doing, amazing things happen. It's magical, right? That, and you do that 4-letter word work. So recently I thought about people that I've seen do this throughout their lives, but they haven't had a system. And I'm a pretty straightforward, kind of aggressive person. So
really?
I just sent him my paycheck.
You sent him your paycheck?
I sent him my paycheck.
Wow.
I'm like, hey, you want to hear about this? And that's a yes or no.
I thought she was going to say you called him up and said, hey, we've got a great system, and you haven't had a system before.
Well, they have
but you
to
hit
say
them
yes
with,
first.
here's my paycheck.
Right.
You've hired people like that recently. You've connected.
Yes.
It's
yes.
worked. Her daughter is saying sharp people have come
They're
on board.
very sharp people, and I'm telling you, they've just never had what we have here. They've never had what we have here.
Didn't I
and
beat you up really bad about
oh,
this?
bad. Yes.
Where? I mean, I remember beating you.
So we were in Anaheim at the West Coast tour, and you weren't beating me on it. You were beating Danny Ross. Where are you, Danny? Right there. Oh God. And I was.
Danny's upline going like, be easy. She will make her quit.
No,
I was like, she good for it.
My rear end was hurting for her. It was hurting for Sarah. It was hurting for Jake and Varay. It was hurting for Joseph Dukes. It was hurting for this one right here.
Nowhere near
So yeah, but you know, that's what made me click. And so,
See?
yeah, you
adds
just
me
have
on.
to hear it. Well, when you have access to such an amazing system, you hear things. And then you just do them.
Who's the best person you got? Hopefully they're watching.
Right now, who's writing the most business is Ann Johnson.
No, not who's writing the best. Who's the best? You understand, the best
okay,
is not always who's
all right.
writing the most business. Sometimes they failed it 4 times, and they're the best. Like, I know if this person ever figures out how to pass it, they're going to be the best.
So this is going to be my ex-sister-in-law. She's
Okay.
my
What's her
ex-sister-in-law.
name? First name?
Tammy.
Tammy.
Mm-hmm.
So Tammy's the best person,
Right.
and then the best, most writing that you got because of that, because you're just giving out no check numbers.
We're getting there. She's taking her test right now, but she
So
is
the best.
extremely
Who's that
eager.
first name?
That's Tammy.
Okay. Who else?
She's bringing on a girl that I'm very excited about. Her name is Val.
Belle.
Val, like
Val.
Valerie.
Val.
Valerie. Yeah. Val.
Got it. Because of the beating,
Yes.
you sent your paycheck to the
Correct.
ex-sister-in-law.
Correct.
And she said, that number works.
Yep. She said, "What are you doing?"
That's the passcode to my safe right there.
Right.
Ding, ding, ding.
I just want to. Yeah. I want people to see it, and I mean, how can that not be intriguing?
What's your go-to for people you know? People, their acquaintances.
Andy, I don't know if I told you this. I'm looking for some help in my office.
I don't know
and
if I told you this. That's the word. I thought you was getting ready to tell me something. That's it. I don't know if I told you this, but we're looking for somebody.
That's for staff. That's for staff and agents. I don't care. I'm always looking for both. But
So we're looking for somebody right now. I don't know if I've been telling you. Are you looking for referrals from, or are you looking at them to do it?
All of it. Yeah.
So if they do it, I'm looking for somebody. So if they say, ooh, that could be me, or it could be referrals. Okay, all right. Go to. Who's
Yeah.
your go-to?
Hey, we're looking for some help. You know anybody?
We're looking for some help. Do you know anybody? It's funny, that ain't my favorite restaurant, but maybe it's my third favorite restaurant. The guy struggles with help, and I'm just going like, oh my God. You know, I'm going like, he's not asked me one time. I'm just looking at him going like, no wonder you got a small establishment. It's weird, he's been taking donations to knock out a wall and expand it. And my mom was the one that's giving him $200 as a donation. And it's been 2 years. And my mom was just giving him hell, you know, just like, what is wrong with you? Why don't you knock that wall out? It's been 2 years. And she says a lot of other words. And then she's just wearing his ass out, you know. And he goes, I can't find no help. And I was just like, oh my God. I could put so many people in this restaurant, and in a week I could have somebody. Lord, if I can't have somebody better than his best within 2 weeks in that establishment, you know, for cash on the barrelhead, you know what I mean, getting paid, like I would be so embarrassed not to be able to do that. I was just like, it's pitiful. And then I look at my favorite restaurant, and I'm looking at his staff and how hard they are and how good they are, and I'm looking at this guy going like, there's a decided difference in who I would work with and who I don't want to work with. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, whoa. All right, what's your go-to?
So a lot of our contacts are prior military members, and we know a lot of strong leaders in that network. And so when we call them up, some of the first things we ask them is like, what have you been doing since you left the military? How's that working for you? We've started our own, financial services company, and we're looking at expanding there, right there in Colorado Springs, or right there, in Huntsville, Alabama. And we're thinking, who do we know out there that could be, someone we trust to kind of help us get something off the ground out there? Are you open to an opportunity?
So military, special people that are special forces, they're influential people, just giving them a quick buzz.
Yeah.
You know, I can't tell you how much the WANTTO matters in this business. If you want to, like if that guy wanted to double his restaurant, I don't think he wants to. I don't know if he don't want the money. Maybe he don't want the tax problem because he don't know how to fix tax problems. It just absolutely astounds me. How can I say this? Stupidity, ignorance, comfortableness, lack of ambition, lack of God inside them. It's just enthusiasm, lack of enthusiasm. Enthusiasm, look it up. It's for the Greek background. It means God inside. And it's just, I'm going like, they must have the devil inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, it must be a demon in them or something. And it's just, I don't know. Okay, that's the first one. All right, next one. If you don't know who you're hunting, you will waste your time shooting at shadows. If you don't know what you're looking for, so defining what you're looking for to yourself and then defining that to somebody else, okay? So, so defining who you're looking for. So when you're in a bar, first of all, they're breathing. If it's late night and there ain't nobody else, then they the one. There's a country song that explains that to you. So they got to be breathing, okay? So that's the first thing. But if it's a bunch of people, if it's 7 people, who's the best that fits the description, or are you just shooting at shadows? So the questions for y'all is, when you think about the best people, that you've had, You know, we got a poster called Alliance Aiden and Alliance Alice. But in your team, what are the qualities that you see that fires you up about the people on your team? Like not the ones you don't like, because people always give me the descriptions of the ones they don't like, and I don't care. Those are the ones we don't like. I want the description of your best. How do you describe them? What's the
driven, mission focused. I mean, like you give them, a set of instructions and they follow it with excellence. They pursue what the ultimate goal is on there. So they're going to put their energies into it. They're going to put their efforts. They're going to draw in their resources, and they're going to accomplish something. And so we're very blessed that we do have people in our warm market that we know have done those things before, and we can trust them to do that sort of thing here. So
history of success, history of accomplishment is the biggest description you can give to your people that are best on your team?
They're energetic. They're coachable. They're teachable. You give them a mission, and then okay, that's done. What's next?
The better you define who you're looking for, the more likely you're going to get who you're looking for. All right, Beth, tell me about your best. You've got a lot of bests. A lot of great people. What's some common attributes or common history about these people?
Yeah. So we're looking for someone who's got some level of ambition. They want something different out of life than they currently have, because growth is going to involve change, and if they're not looking for something different, then they're not going to be willing to make the changes that's winning requires. Then we're looking for someone who is teachable. We've got a system in place. We have all the how-to. We don't need someone else to invent the wheel. We just need someone to go out and learn our system and go implement it, so be teachable. And then someone who's willing to take a punch, because not everything is going to go according to plan. And so there's going to be setbacks. There's going to be things you have to overcome.
I don't care if you name the person. Tell me somebody and like the best. Who's the best person and the high quality of them? What's the quality in the person you've already found? Not what you're looking for, but people you've already found. What's a great quality?
That we've already found. So okay. So name the person?
Yeah.
Okay. So one of our fastest growing right now is Jeremiah Daki. And so he comes with a purpose. He has a purpose for his life, and he goes out and implements that. Then I look at someone like Alinda Goebel, and she has an excellence about her. Yeah. That she's going to go out there and she's going to figure things out, and she's going to make the system work.
Okay. I think about somebody, when I think about you, think about Haji. That's who I think about, because he's a Marine. He's college educated. He's married. He's got kids. He's 27. Mm-hmm. You with me? He's respectful. He's grateful. He's a beast. He's in shape. You with me? And then I go to his brother, Craig, and I go, oh my God, man likes steak. Man can eat a steak. He's a champion wrestler. He's proud. He's respectful to his mama. He treats his mama right. His mama's Ann Tendon. That's who I think about in your team. That's who I go to. I go, another one of them. Great people. All right, who are you thinking? I mean, there are attributes of somebody that's already on your team. Who are you thinking about?
Somebody that's not scared, focused, high energy. She'll move when you tell her to move, and then she'll come back around and tell her I did that. That's my girl right there, sitting right there on the floor in the front row right there right now, Maddie. She's a killer. And she'll move, and then she ain't scared to get the coaching to back it up. And Danny's getting up in there too. But.
So when you understand what I'm saying? So you meet a valet. Is he straight spoken? Does he reply to text? Can you understand the text? Is it spelled right? It's like simple stuff. And then he don't get a response quick enough, he nudges us. What I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hope he's watching.
Need a nudge.
So I think the attribute that I find most useful is resilience, because you will fail in this business. You will fail, and you have to be able to fail quickly and be resilient and bounce right back. So to me, that's very important, because if you're not resilient, you're just going to fall on your face and give up. And people who are resilient generally aren't quitters. So I look for people that they've been through some things.
And you found some like that.
And I have found some like that.
That ex-sister-in-law is a good example.
She survived my brother, so yes.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
Right.
She's on the back. She's on the swing back, baby. She's coming back.
Yeah.
Okay, number 1, talk to everybody. Number 2, define what you're looking for. Number 3, you want to find a loser? Let me tell you the quickest way to find a loser. Find somebody that blames somebody besides themselves. Mm-hmm. That's my girl. That's my boy. Mm-hmm. Blaming it on somebody else. Lou. You with me? So what are we looking for? Winners. What do winners do? They take accountability. Mm-hmm. Okay? So, all right, ladies. How do you test it when you're talking to people? Before they don't get licensed, you're talking to them. How do you know? What's some quotes? What's some telltale signs that you've got a loser, or telltale signs that they're the opposite and you got a winner? What's some quotes? Some words?
The leads. They had bad leads. I know that I have a loser when I get somebody who tells me, oh, the leads were terrible.
Which is 90% of the people on ZipRecruiter.
Right.
Maybe 97.
97.
Yeah,
Right?
I've heard. Well, they didn't show me exactly what to do.
They didn't teach me.
Like, okay, well, you didn't take the initiative to figure it out, so you're not really somebody that I'd really want to work with. So, I think those are the 2 biggest things, and I think what I've realized when I hear those things is I am their next victim. So don't hire them.
Lemony Snickets. A series of unfortunate events, and I'm next.
Right. Hang up. Move on.
That's why I was worried about your accidents. I was like, please don't tell me that you said only 2, and I was like, okay, that's okay.
I'm looking for somebody that's got good manners, like
Really?
at a meeting, after the meeting, they'll pick up their trash or someone else's trash and put that away. That tells me a lot about somebody. Somebody that smiles and takes notes and is focused and things like that. But you can tell a lot by somebody on how they leave other people's spaces or treat other people's property.
A handshake matters.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those limp fish handshakes, like, or the,
How about the crusher? How about the crusher?
or the crusher. Yeah, the crusher. Like, yeah, just that very first interaction that you have right there. If they're gonna have a smile, they're gonna have a nice handshake, then they're gonna have that ability to connect with people.
Eye contact.
Oh yeah, looking.
I was saying about that when you're same thing when you meet people, but when you're cold contacting or warm contacting, you meet people, is like the valet or the waitress or the whatever. Just give them the old Law and Order investigation technique. I'm watching an old one, and that guy, the kind of the frumpy looking, normal looking dude that always goes like. That's what I do when I'm out and about on it. Yeah, you get that eye contact, mess them up.
Yeah.
So when you meet people, the eye contact. It's interesting. It's interesting what people tie to accountability and tie to not being a loser. So when you're meeting people, how do you judge? What's some telltale signs?
So how did they dress? Are they well groomed? How do they enter the room? How do they interact with the other people in the room? Some people can be very oblivious to the environment around them. That can be difficult as well. And then talking to them too, if it's someone you're interviewing, and just, tell me something you're most proud about. What's something that you're most proud about, no matter what it is, personal, professional, what are you most proud about? And why are you most proud about that, and listen to, did they overcome some stuff? Did they feel like they accomplished something? Because I'm going to expect them to accomplish a lot of things here, and I want to know what their standard is of accomplishment, what that threshold is. Have they done hard things before? But it's really looking for, it's kind of even hard to put into words, but there's people you're drawn to. And then there's people that are off-putting. Have you ever walked into a room and you're like, I just don't want to sit next to that person, right? You know, I'll be kind to them, I'll be nice to them, but there's just something about them. Like, how do they carry themselves in there? You know, hire the people that is like, oh, that looks like, you know, somebody who's having a good time, respectfully within the space they're in, right? So if you're seeing them at a restaurant, that's different than a good time at a meeting, right? And that's what I want to be a part of, right? And if I will be a part of that, other people will want to be a part of that too. How can I get that dynamic on my team? How can we bring that dynamic into our culture and immerse them with our people? And so now they're attracting others into our business from just that confident personality that they have.
I do. It's funny you say that right here. It's funny you say that because, like, sometimes we'll come to a meeting or something, and I'll tell my staff, I like, keep her away from me. Make her sit with Jeff. He can talk to him a while, or maybe Billy will talk to him, or put him over there with Faith. I'm not dealing with him. I'm in a good mood, and I want to stay that way. Hey, watch this. That's pretty daggum intentional. You know what I mean? Because I'm not doing it. I'm not living with that. Yeah. So when I interview people in staff that come in or agents, I'm remember I'm a math guy, facts and figures, because liars figure, but figures don't lie. So I say, how old are you kids? How long you been married? And are you married? Got a divorce. Did you get back on a horse? Did you marry again? You scared of them now. How does it work? You know what I mean? Like, what have you done? What have you done? Yep, got another one on the hook right now. Thinking about marrying. Thinking about, okay, all right. Talk to me. You with me? Mm-hmm. Talk to me. Tell me your history, because your history is predicting our future together. Right. Your history is predicting, and then people go, but Andy, you don't understand. There's people that are in business with us. I have a bad history. I go, I know. I mean, I really go like, I know. And they go like, so does that mean you want to work with me? Yeah, it really does. And but what do I do about it? Well, the next time I talk to you, 365 days from now, you need to have some good history. Right. If I talk to you 365 days from now and you got the exact same history as you had the last 365 days before I met you, it's terrible, right? Okay, so history. Did you go to college? Were you in the military? Did you get killed? Okay, so you lived. Okay, you made it. You survived. Okay, good job. So you're fortunate. You kept your head down, like that guy in the movie says, Forrest Gump. You kept your head down. You know, you kept your sergeant. Or how about your downline? Yeah, we got shot down, but we hid and we got away with it and we survived. God protected us. We got shot, but the water slowed the bullets down, so it didn't. So you that's good. You know what I mean? Did you ever fly again? Yeah. And by the way, he said, I shouldn't have left him out on the hog hunt. He said, I should have. I said, I didn't know if you trust other people helicopter flying. He said, well, I'll probably be giving them a few tips here and there, but I definitely next time include me. So Mark, next time you're in. So history matters to me. And then if you say, well, it don't matter to me, okay, let's look at the size of your team. I'm not judgmental. I take anybody regardless. Let's look at the size of the team. Let's look at your people. Let's see how it looks. And they go, well, but, meaning reasons. Excuses, right? Okay, you got it? Did we do number one, everybody? Number two? What's number two? Description? Mm-hmm. And what's number three? Accountability. We want losers. We want winners, not losers. Okay, number four. Okay. Coachability equals changeability. Okay, you can come as you are, but you can't stay like you are. Winners are not perfect, but they adjust where they're not perfect quickly. Mm-hmm. Stu Baby, you remember Stu Baby? Mm-hmm. Stuart was one of our uplines in Amway. He coached us. He said, if a person changes fast, that tells you they want to change. If they change slow, there's your tip. Mm-hmm. They don't want to change. What if they can't? That's not it. It's they don't want to. So, changeability. So, the question is, what have you seen in a person that you adjusted? Kind of like this one. Ripped her open about not talking to her friends. Successful real estate, outgoing, aggressive, and ambitious, but failing to talk to her friends. Bam, bam, Danny. Come up here, Danny. And then, I ripped into your upline too. That was where you said I felt bad for Veray, because I was like, so your upline has not instructed you clearly enough. Embarrassing, embarrassing, embarrassing. And who is your upline? And you name them first and last name with confidence. Throw them under the bus. I have not met another new person in Veray's downline that has not been explained to painstakingly. So you see what I'm saying? Like, winners, coachable people change. Losers stay like they are and continue to blame other people. And you're an idiot if you keep dealing with them. Like, you're the dum-dum. Well, they didn't hear me. They didn't listen. So it's their job to seek the information from you. Not your job as a coach is to painstakingly tell, like if NC State players, like anytime, if my football team jumps off sides, I want to just, which by the way, I think we've jumped off sides like 1 or 2 times this year. Like 3 years ago, I was like, who's coaching people what Hut 1 and Hut 2 and Hut 3 is? You know what I mean? Like how do you do that? You know, so apparently we got a guy that's explaining to the players, or maybe the players are listening better. I'm thinking it's the coaches screaming louder. That's what I'm thinking. But what have you seen? What have you seen somebody change something? You can name them if you want to, or you can leave them anonymous. What have you seen them? I coached them and I changed. Who's got one of those? You got one of those? I got one. I got one here, right here. If you ain't got one, you ain't got one. Maybe you ain't screaming loud enough. Maybe you hadn't used profanity in the exact right words or something. Maybe you haven't had the energy. Maybe you haven't hit them with a why and pop them with a parable. You with me? I got, no, I can't explain that one. Because I was trying to talk to somebody about how they write, and I gave them a parable, and they changed the way they write the words. I'm not going to get into that, but I'm just like, how about this? And they go, oh, I see what you're saying now. And it changed. What do you got?
Well, I got a couple, but I'll just
go quick. Light them
real
up.
quick.
I ain't
real
hearing
quick.
nobody else jump up. So.
All right, so with Lindsey Barron, we're like, you need to do the estate planning seminars. I don't know what's holding you back, but you need to do it now. She traveled to go and see, how many people did you go see at the seminar? 3 or 4 different seminars. She went, how do I do it? I said, go to this one, go to this one, and go to this one. She got you need a location, get your location set up. You need to start mailing now, put the money down. She did it. She did what she was told to do it, and I was beating myself up just now listening to you, because I was like, why didn't I tell her to do that a year ago? Every time you talk, I'm like, he's talking to me. Like, I'm sitting up here the whole time, he's talking to me.
I keep doing that right there.
You kill him. You're a killer. But Jake and Veray Joseph are our number ones that just, like, from the beginning, it was like, you need to hire a staff person. They did that. You need to recruit. They did that. And then you need to get your first office. They did that. And it's just, everything is like, they are trackers. You know what I mean? They will do it. And then they'll make a lot of mistakes. And then they have situations. But they're strong in that. They're great examples. If you guys have questions for anybody that will change, it's Jake and Veray. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's 2 levels of this. What's an example of a person that you told them to do something and they changed? I told her to do estate seminars and she did them. Okay, so now as a leader, are you asking for change? Something I say often, and lately more, is, are you a God or a weather reporter? You with me? Gods make storms. Weather reporters tell us what God did. So a person posing as a God reporting the weather. What? Your job, and don't religious people, calm down. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, everybody calm down. I'm not a God. You created an image. You must be just a painting with no ability. See, what you forget is God not only created you in his image, he gave you ability to influence. He gave you the ability to incentivize. He gave you a stick that you could hit them with. He made yellow bell bushes so you could make switches with. Somebody told me the other day, said, you ain't been whooped until you've been made to go get the switch and then whooped with it. I don't need parents that are weather reporters. Well, the reason my kid misbehaves is I want a kid behaving. You know, kids run around like hellions. You know, like, be a God, not a weather reporter. I'm looking for results, not reports. Does that make sense? So, yes, as a person, coachable. As a leader, coach. Well, I told them. Give me a switch. Give me a stick.
All right, I'll go get it.
Or find me a different. Go right around the corner. Jennifer, would you see to it that our landscaper, I'm not kidding, plant some yellow bell bushes?
Hey, it's not my fault.
I want a dozen, listen to me, I want a dozen yellow bell bushes planted at various locations, and I'm not even kidding. It's, yes? Can I get a yes? Can I get a verbal yes?
Texting Blair right now.
Texting Blair as we speak. You must follow up. Oh, these things, woo, as they say, they'll leave a mark. One of my buddies, he has a little girl. He's at our pool. She was crying. I said, tell her to be quiet. And he said, she won't listen. I said, she'll listen to me. And that little girl looked at me while she was crying. And I went over to a yellow bell bush, and she's a little bitty girl. She went about this tall, held her arm. And the little yellow bell bush, I didn't do like a switch. I just pulled a little, because them things are like they're wiggly. And I got that thing, and I started pulling, painstakingly pulling Peach. And I was just pulling off of it, and she went from, with vocal coming out of it, to quietness. Just by me pulling the little things off of it. And I went like that. And he said, that's not what made her stop. I said, she got to thinking about this. And I went, whoop, on his legs. And then I took off running. Because that chick was like, ow! And he put her down and started chasing me. He's a big old fat boy. I said, he ain't gonna catch me. But I was like, bro, I'm just telling you. Like, I didn't, you know what I mean? Like your job is to get results, not tell me painstakingly all the excuses why it didn't happen. Well, you can't make somebody, you can find somebody else. It's not important that you're perfect. It is important that you change. Does that make sense? This is number 4. Can you think of somebody? Can you give me something?
Yeah. So in this room, Carolyn Parsons was so excited about the opportunity to come here to the cabin. One of the things that has always attracted to Adam and me and Linda and Bob to Carolyn is how quickly she does change. You're like, hey, you need to increase your lead orders. You need to add another GMR. She's fast to do that. You need to fill your calendar. She goes out and she makes sure that her calendar is filled. But she was wanting to come here, and then we thought things were in motion, and then challenges arose, and the first reaction was, oh my gosh, this isn't going to work out, and she was crushed. But then she called for help, because that's what good people do, is they're going to reach out for help. And they say, she's like, what can I do? And so we talk about other solutions, other ways to solve the problem. And 10 minutes later, she calls me back. She's like, everything's good. I'll be there.
Good stuff.
We have Mark Burrows. Some of you guys may recognize his name on the leaderboards, and he's really performing at top notch this year, and it's really been a breakout year for them. But it started last year, and when the estate planning started, we ran one and we're like, Mark's got to get on this. So we called Mark and Nicole and said, this is the next step. This is what it looks like. This is what we're going to do. And they executed. We flew out there. We showed them. And Mark hadn't written big business before, annuity business before. He's, but he didn't let that stop him. It's like, this is the things we're going to do. These are, just like anything else. You call me when you run into stuff. We'll walk you through that. And now, I think he's number 1 or number 2 in annuity production after having not done that.
He's in top 10 total.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, the people that when you put it out there, hey, this is what we're doing. It's going to cost you something, right? They didn't hesitate. The same
guy that got shot down in the helicopter got back in the helicopter. The same guy she's talking about.
Yep.
Other burning, somebody that's changed?
Me?
Either one of you. Okay, how about this? Same thing, coachability. Is raw talent or coachability more important? Both of them is critical, but my kids appear to be very raw talent. They're not. They're workers, okay? I've never, ever, and as far as I know, never, Jane has said, you're super talented, super special. God given you brilliance. We always said, love the way you work. I see the work effort. I see the changeability. I see the coachability. I see you reading books. It's interesting, like the book I'm promoting the most, The Courage to Be Disliked, recommended by my son to me, like, Dad, you really should listen to this. I ain't big on suggestions, but I'll give it a shot, expecting to delete it afterwards. And by the way, I'm not talking about the one that he sent me. And I started listening to it. I was like, it's this Riri. And I called him. He said, yeah, I know. I got an attitude. I did too. I said, you know what I mean? But it wasn't good. We switched. Same as a person. Okay. So coachability, workability, changeability, not so much as being the brightest. See, I don't know about you, Pam. I don't know about you, Katrina. I don't know about you. But I was thrilled when I heard that, because Buddy Wren preached Sunday at our convention, and by the way, he's a big-time coach. He coaches companies all around the country, and he was saying that he described these guys as a kid. I was either spacey, space cadet, or focused and thinking. As I was studying other people and super talented people and realizing I wasn't as tall, I wasn't as fast, I couldn't jump as high, I didn't know the answers as quick as everybody else, and I was studying that thinking, what really matters? And am I doomed to mediocrity? And then I noticed people that didn't seem to be that talented, but they kept doing stuff. And a lot of times they did the same stuff. They picked something and then they learned how to do that something good. And they weren't that good at other things. Like I'm telling you, John Maxwell, I don't even want to start listening to things John Maxwell is not good at. But that boy can talk and he can write. Yeah. There's two things he can do. I don't know if he can do, but he can do write. He can write. And I know how he writes. I've been to his office and I explained how he writes, and it's a very, very, very simple technique that anybody in the world could do if you would focus and do what he does over and over again. So I started studying people, watching people, and I'm like, he's not that good, but he's got really good points. Or he's got really good scores. He's got really good money. He's got really good results. And so then I started thinking, how do we find something that I can learn how to do? It's not a gift. Like, I like these gifted musicians that spent 20, 30,000 hours practicing. What gift did he have? He just come out of mama singing? You know what I mean? Like, most people come out of mama screaming, you know what I mean? They become a professional screamer. I remember when he was little, he was, especially after the doctor grabbed him by the feet and tagged that head. He was screaming, professional screamer, professional crybaby. He's a savant, like just naturally genius versus studied the alphabet. Hey, how about Ben Carson? Dumb kid. And then he quoted all the physiological chemistry electrodes that takes when he says raise your hand and you interpret what he said and raise your hand. And that dialogue that he put out. How many of y'all think he was gifted with that when he was a child? No. He worked. Coachability. People that are coachable and teachable versus hard-headed and refuse to take advice. As Stu Baby said, they don't want to change. They ain't interested in all that. They like it right where they are. Okay. All right, here we go. Last one. We're wrapping this up. The worst money you ever spent, it will make you really, really mad, is betting on the wrong person. Just pouring into them money, time, energy, everything you got. So, picking them and then going for it, okay? Do you know people recently that are worth going all in on? Have you had a win where you bet on somebody with emotion and money and effort, maybe staff, and you go like, oh yeah, glad I went in on that person. Let's don't talk about our failures, because that's, well, maybe let's don't name them unless you want to and you hate them. Then you should name them. Worst money you ever spent betting on the wrong person, pick them fast. Pick them fast and go all in. Who can you think about? Do you have any? Have you had somebody that you? How many people was in the Anaheim, California? How many? Not raise your hand. How many was it? 150? We had a crowd show up. I'm looking around for skill and talent, and I say something kind of quirky, or it's a joke that I don't spell it out, and you get a lot of blank stares. And I look over, and there's this girl that goes, I can just see her kind of like, I'm not sure if I should laugh because I don't think everybody knows exactly what he's saying. And if they knew exactly what he was saying, some of them would leave. And I was like, she seems to be listening to me. And then I said, I saw a couple people like this, and I stand up. And then Danny stood up, and she was tall. And I was like, can't teach tall. And then I was like, come up here. You with me? Come up here. And then emotionally, I went all in with that painstakingly have you and questioning how she'd been coached and what her results were and how many people was going to convention. Just bam, bam, bam. You with me? And then, I don't know how many months later, 2 months later, 1 month later at convention, she's on stage and all these people, and I'm getting nervous. Going, oh God. They're all down one leg. Like I'm thinking she's the greatest thing in the world, and they're all down one leg. And all of a sudden she goes, no, this one's my uncle that after you talked to me, I got him, and this one's a new one, and this one's a new one. And then the Maddie person that you know about, this is all down line her. And I was like, yeah. You with me? I got a lot of failures, but occasionally going all in hard and pushing for somebody to go in. I got a couple more of them. What do you got? You got any all-ins? And I know one of yours, but go ahead.
So one of mine would be when Adam flew down to have lunch with Jeremiah Dockey. Mm-hmm. That first of all, Emily had been traveling and made a connect. You know, she made a connection, and then Adam.
Let's back up a little bit. Let's go. Stella and
Stella and Anthony.
Anthony, how many times does she go up there to Houston, take her body, fly it, pay for a hotel, pay for food, pay for airline, before we found a Dockey?
So it was probably 9 months, and Stella hired some people, and they started doing a little bit of business, but
they're good people.
They're good people, and Stella is always one. She's in that 3-foot rule. She's always talking to everybody about what she's doing, and happened to get Jeremiah in on the day that Emily was going to be in the office, and they moved quick. And then,
here's what I say. Emily went all in on Stella and Anthony. Yep. Just kept going. There's nothing else there. She's trying to hire somebody else. They're just good people. That's why I said they were definitely not her top salespeople, which, by the way, they're amazing salespeople now. And but they were just good people. You agree with that, Emily? Just good people. Both of them showing up, both of them talking, networking, talking to people, trying like crazy, and good people. Their history was good. He had a great career, she had a great career. Their things in the past were good. She keeps going. Then a docky shows up, and then your husband sees a docky and then goes just to have lunch just with him.
Right.
Yeah?
Right. And that, first of all, Adam was willing to go because he's watched Andy go and go and go and go and invest in people quickly when you think you got a good one. And so Adam was like, hey, I think I need to go make that connection, and flew down. And then the level of respect that came out of that because Adam was willing to go serve.
And then there was something else that happened with Docky, because me and Adam were traveling together, and he said, could we stop in this city instead of that city because we could see a Docky? And I was like, all right, only got a few hours there. And we literally stopped private jet and landed, and so that he could come over and I could meet him for the first time.
Right.
So it's all in, all in. Now that group's doing $500,000 a month. That was 18 months ago. But why did y'all know that? He's a very successful preacher. He's got crazy personality. He dresses unbelievable. Got a great unbelievable handshake. I mean, he does a double handshake where he grabs your forearm, and then he ducks down a little bit lower than you. And it's on and on the stuff that made Adam go hard. Sometimes we do the right thing. Sometimes we don't. Looking for people that make stuff happen, not people that report it. I still think it's good. We see looking for gods, we're looking for titans. We're looking for people that make stuff happen, not people that tell us what's going to happen. You with me? There's a big NC State fan, Denton. I grew up watching him on television. He's a weatherman, and he's a great guy, big Wolfpack guy. But I always think about that when I see him. He's going to tell you what's going on. He's not a big financial supporter of the Wolfpack, but he can tell you what's going on. He's a weather reporter. It's just like a wonderful person. Like, I love him. He's a great friend. Hey, Denton. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, but he ain't gonna do nothing except tell you what's going on. You know what I mean? He just reports back. And then his son is texting me, and he's a good kid. And I'm like, I want to tell him, it's like, now, how are you gonna be? Are you gonna follow in those footsteps and just reporting it, or are you gonna make stuff happen? Adaki is a maker happen. Right now, let me tell you this. He's the head government officials of Nigeria are looking at building another consulate, like to represent Nigeria, and they're talking to him about where to build it and stuff like that. He's consulting them, and I'm going over there with him to Nigeria next year, and just meet some of the people. We're going all in. Okay, who are you thinking about?
So when we hired Tim and Nikki Long and just really went down there, showed them how to make things happen with Mark Burrows. We didn't know how tenuous of a thread that one was until later. Jake had flown out there to just go meet up with them, have dinner, go over things again. He committed to coming to an event, and in the time between Jake seeing him and him coming to, it was one of those shoulder events where they had like the Nerf guns and stuff like that. Well, he had decided in his mind, you know what, I'm not going to go. But then he was like, I told Jake I would. So I'll just go to the event and then I'll quit because I told Jake. And then he came to that event and he met everybody. And it's that thin line, that very thin line that makes them stick or not. It's like, how quickly can you show them and then get them to commit to something to keep them around long enough to fall in love with everybody? So it's just
good choice. His history.
Yes.
His history was good enough reason for you to go, even though he was doing nothing. But his character and his history. You with me? Decide based on that history and go all in. But if they're not worth going all in, don't go all in on them, because that'll be the worst money you ever spent. Right there at that table is me and Ryan Chang. I'm talking to this dude, and I'm listening to him. He's talking about his history. All in, baby. And I want to hear y'all talk, but I don't even want to go to the successes and the toppers, the things that's happened to me because of him and him because of me, going all in, just spotting it and going for it, baby.
So That Albuquerque team right there, we were going. Mike and I and Joseph Dukes were flying to Albuquerque for years. We were doing events out there. I did it one time in this. I don't know if it was a bandit house, but
It should have been abandoned.
somebody had broken in there. Let me just tell you. And Jake and Veray are 24 in depth from us working in that organization, and then Maddie and her team is through Sarah. That is the deepest part of our organization and the alliance, I think. And you know, we were going there we were all in on that. Once we found the leaders, they started duplicating. I mean, we're still all in on all of that
And
whole
now you're
thing.
going deep.
Deep, I know. And then I got one more real quick.
Let me hear it.
Andrew Bayardo down through
Hell
Chris
yeah.
Manifold.
Love it.
That's probably 15 layers in depth before we got to Andrew. And then he's got, 6 wide and all stuff like that. But Mike's, flew to San Antonio. We're all in on it. We're finding
He's
them
been
all.
selling
So
me on it.
he's been selling, yeah, we're working on that too.
I'm listening. Keep giving me history.
For me, it was with Ann Johnson, because there's one thing I know about this is it's caught, not taught. And so if you're not getting to the events, you can't catch COVID if you're not sitting next to somebody coughing on you. And this is like the same
Or if you
thing,
don't
but
get
way
tested.
better.
Yeah, don't get that.
Okay. But so knowing that this is something that is caught, not taught, I got Ann Johnson to her first event. She had issues with her kids and was not sure what she was going to do with her kids. So I said, hey, bring them. She has 2 very well-behaved kids. They're amazing kids. And getting them to the event, it was a game changer. She got home and she just made a commitment. She went part-time on her job that she's been at for 18 years. And that was one of the reasons I decided to go all in with her, is because she's got that longevity. She's done something for 18 years straight. She's loyal. She's committed to. So if I can help her do this for another 18 and change her life and change the life of those 2 kids, I know I did something good.
Woo. Speaking of Ann Johnson, what's the girl that says about the fingernails? Bonquiqui. What's her name? Angela Johnson, not Ann Johnson. So it turns out Coffee is great friend. This is to my staff too. Coffee is great friends with Angela. My same reaction. I was like, wait, what?
Is that the...
I know you can sing, but friends with Ann Johnson, Angela Johnson. So just
that
wait,
the
baby. Just
Wakala?
wait. She's like a worldwide phenomenon.
Is that the Wakala?
Is that the Wakala? She's the one.
Wakala.
Hey, look, man, it's a fingernail.
What do you
No.
mean, Wakala?
You got a girl? You got a boyfriend?
You got boyfriend? You like your nail long? You like long nail? That one.
So Coffee's really good friends. Assets, network marketing, baby.
Yeah.
Well, hey, what she did a routine at National
Let's do
Convention.
it. Let's do it.
I bet she can't do nothing but stand-up comedy, and fingernails. Hey guys, listen. You got 3 plus 3 bonuses. If you do this, it'll change your life, and you'll have a business, not a job, and it'll be so much more fun and profitable. Fun. I mean, what the heck? Have fun, make money, make a difference, baby. It'll be so much more easier to do that. Love y'all. Hope this helps. I will get the notes to this out to you. Rock and roll. We got to get back to hanging out. Love y'all. We're out. TWC. Kill them.